This is Duke University.
Today we talk to Dr. Mike Krangel, a longtime professor and chair of the Department of Immunology at Duke University.
So I figured we'd start today just by asking a general question of why you wanted to get into science.
I think as far back as I can remember as a kid, I was a science geek. I was into science. All the way back there, I remember having a telescope and going out on cold nights and looking up at the stars. And I think probably for a long time thinking that I was going to be an astronomer or an astrophysicist of some sort. There aren't really any obvious role models that I had in my life. I didn't know any other scientists. In fact, I didn't really know if you became a scientist what that meant or what you would actually do, or what kind of employment opportunity what your job would be. I had no idea. I just liked being in school and I liked learning about science. My impression of biology when I was, from the younger days was a lot of rote memorization. And that was completely boring to me because it's not the type of thing that got my juices flowing in a sense. And when I got to these classes in college, I realized that actually the way people actually figured out what we knew at the time, which is a lot less than what we know now, was really cool.
So I know just from word around the department that you have a few different things that you like to do in your spare time. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about those.
Sure. I guess the thing that I'm most devoted to is cycling. I kind of feel like my week is horrible if I don't get to do a bike ride on the weekend, and it really helps me. It helps kind of refresh me, kind of physically and mentally. One thing I'm trying to get good at is golf. And I was actually thinking about it and thinking that golf was actually a lot like research, because they're both very hard and you hit a lot of bad shots. Every once in a while you hit a really good shot, and intermittent reinforcement is amazing, and it makes you think that you can do it again, and you come back and try and you'll hit a bunch of bad ones again, but then you'll hit a great one and it'll make you come back for more. And so so I think maybe there's a parallel with doing experiments, because you don't hit home runs all the time, but every once in a while you hit a home run, and that feeling will last for your whole career. I mean, I can still remember the kind of those amazing moments when you come running out of the darkroom. It's just like hitting a great golf shot that you couldn't predict was going to happen.
If there's anything that you thought that people might not be aware of when it comes to research.
I guess one thing that I would say is I think there may be this view, I've certainly heard it from people who know me but really don't know about science, that scientists are isolated, they're not interacting with people, they're just focused on doing their experiments, and it's a very in a sense focused and isolating experience. And I think that it's so totally the opposite. I think that really everything we do is interacting with people, whether it's faculty interacting with students, faculty interacting with each other, collaborators. I think one of the real great pleasures that I've had in science is having phenomenal collaborators. They haven't necessarily, just because of the field I'm in, they haven't been at this institution, but they're scattered around the country, but we've interacted very closely, we've become great friends, and I think really one of the greatest things about science is this huge network of people that you end up creating.
Well, thanks for talking to me.
Sure. It's been a pleasure.